In the world of social media and Facebook, and the changes that we're making, Facebook has transformed the way we communicate and how we see the world. Now, the great thing is that we get to catch up with our friends, we get to see what's happening and all the things that they're doing great. The downside of it, though, is that we actually get to see only the great stuff. We never see the failures. No one talks about how bad they're doing and all the troubles that's going on inside their mind or how bad their business is going. And so what happens is that we get this delusion that thinking everybody else is successful but me. Listen, we've all had practice failures. We all had failures in our lives. We all had failures at some point or another. It's what you do with those failures and actually can you transform it. But there's definitely some key factors here is that as we approach a new year or we move on to the next chapter of our life, are you going to repeat the same mistakes and continue to doing the same thing, expecting a massive expecting the same thing over and over again or expecting a different result? Or are you going to do something about it? Are you actually going to keep up with the trends, or are you going to leave to start practicing like you were 2 or 3 years ago? The key things you need to understand is that things have changed. And the landscape has changed, the community has changed, the people you serve have changed, and you got to keep up. And you got to keep up to a point where you got to understand them a little bit better. And so this is why I'm doing this special webinar called, how to avoid practice failure. I'm going to focus on the 5 key trends that you need to focus on in your practice, and the growth impactors, what we call growth impactors in Nitro, is that the key thing is that it's going to help you grow and impact in your practice. Now, I also wanted to show you that in this day and age, there's certain things that you should not do. There's tons of things that we know we need to do, but there's also a whole bunch of things that you need to stop doing, either because it doesn't work or maybe because you shouldn't be the best person to be actually do it. There's way more leverage when you actually get someone else to do it. And the also key thing is that I'm going to show you how you can actually learn the lessons that I have gone through, the way I have failed in the last 12 years of my life, and actually apply it to your practice, and so that you don't make the same mistake ever. Now, whether you just want to avoid these mistakes or whether you are actually personally failing right now, you just don't want to admit to anybody. This is a safe place. We're going to chat, we're going to talk, I'm going to share with you my insights on what to expect in the new year and how to actually transform your practice to make sure that it's the best year of growth and profit, but also more importantly, in your certainty and your ability to be able to serve the community. So I hope you join us in this webinar. Sign up and tell your colleagues and tell your friends. It's absolutely free. And if you're ready to take the next step to avoid practice failure and to know what needs to be done as a growth impactor for your practice next year, this is the time. Let's join us on this webinar. I hope to see you there. Take care.